Okay guys, welcome to my channel. We are going to talk about asking for advice for all ages ya, untuk semua umur ya. Oke, kita akan coba membahas asking for advice. Next. Sebelum melihat beberapa contoh dialog bahasa Inggris expressing, giving advice atau suggestion, mari kita lihat terlebih dahulu pengertiannya. Expressing suggestion atau advice adalah ungkapan yang digunakan untuk memberikan nasihat atau saran kepada orang lain dalam kehidupan sehari-hari. Maksudnya sehari-hari kita ya, pasti pernah memberikan nasihat kepada orang lain. Next. Asking for advice. Bertanya, asking for advice. What do you think I should do? What do you think I should do? What do you recommend we do about? What should I do? Nah, itu asking. What should I do? Apa yang harus saya lakukan? What do you suggest? What would you advise us to do? What do you advise me to do? What do you advise me to do? Oke, kita ulangi, ini sejenis contoh asking for advice ya. What should I do? What should I do? Apa yang harus saya lakukan? What would you advise us to do? What do you advise me to do? What do you think I should do? Oke, seperti itu ya. Ini asking for advice. Oke. If you were me, what would you do? If you were me, what would you do? Jika Anda seperti saya, apa yang Anda akan lakukan? If you were me, what would you do? What ought I to do? What ought I to do? Do you think that I should? 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 Do you think I? Ya, seperti itu. Do you think that I should? Do you have any suggestion? 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 Apakah kamu punya banyak suggestion, saran? What would you do about? What would you do about? What would you do about? Okay. Sekarang giving advice. Ya. If I were you, I would. Atau wouldn't. If I were in your shoes, position I would. You had better, you'd better, you should, maybe you should. Your only option is to. Why don't you? Mengapa kamu? Mengapa tidakkah kamu? Mengapa tidak kamu? Why don't you go to the Bandung? Why don't you go to the post office? You should go to Bandung. Maybe you should go. You had better. If I were in your shoes, if I were in your possession, I would. If I were you, would. Ya, seperti itu. Itu giving advice. Have you thought about? Have you tried? Telahkah kamu mencoba? I would recommend it to you. My advice would be to. May I suggest that we. If I were you, I would. Ya, seperti itu. Have you? Itu sama seperti itu. My advice would be to. Nasihatku seharusnya atau sebenarnya. Seperti itu. Sekarang accepting advice. Ya, accepting itu menerima. Menerima advice, nasihat. Yes, I agree with that. Yes, I agree with that. That sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that is a good idea. Okay, why don't we do that? Okay, why don't we do that? That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Seperti itu. Itu accepting advice. Sekarang reject. Reject itu menolak ya, menolak, ditolak. Rejecting advice. I'm sorry, I can't agree with that. I cannot agree with that. I don't think we should do that. That's very interesting. That's a very interesting. Itu menerima dulu baru ditolak. But titik. Namun itu sangat menarik, namun baru ditolak, reject ya. I don't know what to advise, I'm afraid. I don't know what to advise, I'm afraid. I wish I could suggest something, but I can't. I wish I could help. I'm afraid I can't really help you. I'm afraid I can't really help you. Itu kelompok rejecting. Okay, thank you for your attention. Don't forget watching this video till the end. Share, like, subscribe.